You know what? At this point, there are going to be more people dead than free to speak on that platform. And I think we can have free speech without Facebook. Let people be able to sue them, treat them like a publisher, Section 230. When you're more awake, we'll talk about it. But I hear what you're saying, but that actually is not, it's not good enough anymore. I want to protect free speech. No, we want people to be protected from disinformation, to be protected from dying in this country, to be protected from people like Donald Trump, who spread disinformation, who love to make sure that the division and the death continues. NBC's Dylan Byers, thank you for your opinion. Come back. Let's talk about this more. But I want to talk about Donald Trump and his followers and the doubt that he is now sowing in the Biden administration, which is flying around on Facebook. And he's sowing doubt about the vaccine and using the Biden administration now as sort of the enemy to the vaccine. He's twisting it again. So let's just look at the facts. Look at the hospital records. Look at the people who are still dying. The U.S. Surgeon General says 99% of those people who are dying don't have vaccines. They all could be preventable deaths. And all of the heartbreaking stories of the husbands or wives being put on ventilators and dying, and at the last moments in their last breath of life, they regret that they listened to politicians or cable news hosts who followed their dangerous, demented advice instead of just listening to their doctor. And I need to explain something this morning. We've been saying that those people following Donald Trump off a cliff were living as if it was like a cult. Let's be clear about this. This is not cult-like behavior. This is not like a cult. This is now how people behave when they are in a cult. If you want to know why, it's because they are, in fact, living in a cult. That's the definition of one, and it's killing them. Whether you're talking about David Koresh in Waco or the Jonestown mass suicides or Donald Trump's lies about COVID, people died and people are dying. And they are dying because Donald Trump and his evil allies on cable news and on social media and on Capitol Hill, seems like a very strong word, evil, until you understand just how many people this cult continues to kill.